Welcome, everyone, to the How You Profit Show. Jeff Herring, your host. And let's just get this out of the way now. See this band aid? See these rough looking sides of my cheeks that you're not used to? That's because Tuesday I had, some cancerous skin thing removed. And the doctor said all of this stuff I thought was age on the side was precancer. So they froze all that. So I had a really fun Tuesday morning. If you're noticing that, that's what you're noticing. All right. So before we get started here, we always have a very important question. Okay. Now, I need somebody to repurpose a rejected Valentine poem into a $20,000 mastermind. Okay. What? Oh, you already did? Very good. Very good. Now, the reason we're here, folks, is that what I've noticed over time is content creators get stuck on the creator hamster wheel. More and the platforms encourage that, just do more, just do more, just do more. There's something out there now promoting how to make 400 pieces of content in a week. I'm like, why? Sounds exhausting to me. Um, and so you've got enough content, I bet you already. And what we do is we take it and turn it into an evergreen profit machine so that you can profit ongoing from what we build. And everybody talks about multiple streams of income, right? Well, when people build that and build four or five or seven, 80, hey, Larry, different things, they end up with multiple fatigue and multiple frustration. What we're building is integrated multiple streams where they all feed each other. Okay. And so what I want y'all to do is watch this show with two things in mind. One, how can I use what Michael and Jeff are doing in my own business? And two, how can I get Jeff to do this for me? And all you got to do is go to jeffherring.com/CPM. Stands for, no, not CPM. That's wrong. Um, EPM, yeah. jeffherring.com/EPM, Evergreen Profit Machine. And we'll give you that link again. And for those of you that aren't with us, you'll be watching this sometime tomorrow on the on-demand replay. So let's dive in here. And I want to introduce Michael Gabriel. And his Substack is cool. It's practicalzenmaster.substack.com. So you can look that up, and he's way up in we're like diagonally apart now. You're way up in northwestern Canada, and I'm here in southeastern Florida, southeastern United States, north of Atlanta. Michael, welcome to the show.
Oh, what a pleasure. Really.
It is
What
a
a
pleasure to have you here, and we'll get into what you do as we talk through this kind of stuff. Now, folks, as you know, or you might not know if you're just joining us like Camilla is, what we do is we take a piece of content, an idea, or already existing product, and create four streams out of it. Okay, a prequel that's designed to get people a taste, a sample, an appetizer, and to want to go further into the core product, and that delivers on a big transformation. And then the sequel is, well, what's next? I've got this. Okay, what's next? All right, and then the spinoff is typically a piece of the core that people really like and want to know more of and take a different angle on. So that's what we're going to do today. Michael brings with to us a 12-week Zen jump, right?
Yep.
And as I was reading your email about it, that's this is there's a lot in this, folks. It definitely is. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure we don't need to move from it, but we'll talk about that later. Um, so, what's in just a couple sentences, Michael, what's the bottom line benefit transformation people will get out of doing this 12-week Zen jump?
The Zen jump is what takes people from chaos and confusion and conflict to a life, to energies that that drive bold, tender action and visionary growth.
Bold, tender action
It is
v-
indeed.
visionary growth.
And visionary growth.
That's
It,
who doesn't want that, right?
oh yes,
Who doesn't want that? I love it.
oh yeah,
I love it. And so what we talked about in email is that this is going to be 12 weeks, 12 weekly group meetings, also 12
yeah,
weekly individual meetings, and a whole lot of other
yeah.
stuff. The reason this works so good and so well is that 12 weeks is a good chunk of time. Okay. A lot of people will get antsy about joining an ongoing membership, but essentially, this is a smaller membership, short term membership. And people get a big taste of you. They want more. And depending on how you set it up, when I've done these, I do it. Like the first one I ever did was article marketing for beginners. It was $37 a month for over 12 weeks. Okay. And the cool thing about doing it that way is it gets people very accustomed to paying you monthly, which is a
Uh,
good thing because then it makes it, the next offer easy because you move into that. And so, hey, Richard, welcome to the show. Right now, we're diving into Michael's Evergreen Profit Machine, and we've been talking about the core product. Uh, let's, Michael, let's move to the prequel. Now, um, I think of that as a starter kit or a starting point for folks where they get a taste of the transformation. Now, there's a lot of things we can do with that. With mine, I do I'm starting to do next week a weekly show, quick show where I kind of just introduce people to the whole concept. Um, the easiest way to do this is to pull a piece from the core product. Okay. And so you've got 12 weeks. Um, would the first week, a light version of the first week, based on what you're going to have in it, would that work?
that might be, yes, a light version of that. That would
Yeah.
work terrific,
Okay.
actually. I
Okay.
love it.
Great. And focus on the light part. You're not going to give away the store
No, it's,
or the
no,
farm. You're going to give
oh
away a
yes,
little piece that gives them a sample. The cool
oh
thing
yes.
about that is that you don't have to start over from scratch. You've got that built, right? When you've got the core product built. Um, and the purpose of the prequel is two things. Okay. And this is one that I didn't realize this until a couple of weeks ago, because when we priced it low enough, or people really don't got to think about it, what you're doing instead of building a list of freebie seekers, what they used to call tire kickers and plate lickers, the free dinner that you go to and you got to look at those people. Um, Instead of building a list of those folks, you're building a list of buyers. And I'd rather have 100 buyers than 10,000, people on my list that don't do anything. Right. So that's one thing that it does. The second is it sets up the core product. Okay. A certain percentage of the people that do the prequel are going to take the core. Um, the way I learned this was years ago. I was, um, I was traveling from my original mentor, online mentor house, Tom Antion in Virginia Beach back to Atlanta. And, wanted to get halfway. No, I think I was traveling back to Tallahassee. I wanted to get to Atlanta and stay the night there. I only got to like outside of Charlotte. Set up in my hotel room to do the preview call teleseminar. How long ago this was? Um, so I'm walking around the hotel room listening to the last one I did, making sure I'm covering everything. And I like to welcome people when they come on board publicly. So I said, congratulations and welcome aboard to three people in a row. And I stopped in my tracks. I went, all three of those people are in my mentor program. Wait a minute. And as I ran the numbers, there's a certain percentage that'll go from your prequel to your core, from your core to your sequel, and some will go all the way through. Um, so two things the prequel does: builds a buying behavior, builds a list of buyers, and gets people to go to the core. Um, now, uh, have you thought about, or what were you thinking about the price of that 12-week Zen jump?
Um, I'm looking at this time, Jeff, at starting it up sometime in early to mid-September.
Right?
And I'm sorry, I don't have a price yet. So what folks can do is follow the Substack, my Substack, and there'll be updates coming out by the end of next week with a full
Mhm.
outline of what this
Excellent.
program is and where it's going and how it's all going to work.
I love it. And you said two very important words, Michael. You said this time. Okay. Because what you can do is start. Let's say, I'm just going to pull numbers. Let's say we started this 97, 197, whatever, worth a whole lot more. Um, but it gets people in, it gets people moving through the system, and it gets you testimonials. Okay. And people spreading the word, and you learn. Um, One of the ways to frame that is when this is complete, it's going to be X. Um, right now, you get a backstage pass for Y, which is much cheaper. Um, but really, those two words this time means you start here and then you slowly or even quickly raise it. Um, and so that's the core product. The prequel is the starter kit. Um, what would be a good name in your world, in your Zen world, for a starter kit or a starting point besides those two?
Uh, you mean for the prequel
For the
or
prequel? Yeah, yeah,
for the prequel? Um, I'm well, there. What we're talking about is the whole program is the Zen jump. It takes people from this place of chaos and confusion to this place of full interaction.
got it.
And but if you're only talking about the prequel, we're talking about anchoring in the space before thoughts and reactions in that vast, boundless, loving space of profound energy. And there is a Zen name for that would be that really evokes that kind of thing is the bright moon gate. Because when you look at the bright shining moon that lights up, a full moon that lights up the dark, it lights up the path, it's like practically noonday. And that bright moon gate, it evokes this sense of spacious, boundless, directed energy.
I love it. I love it. And what I'm thinking based on that is title something like the Zen Jump Starter Kit. No, no, the Zen Jump Starting Point. That sounds better for this. But with a tagline of "Enter or discover the bright moon gate,"
Oh, I love. Okay, you
because
got
that's going to
me.
get people that don't recognize Zen, and it's also going to get the people that know Zen. Okay,
Oh yes.
they're going to go, "Oh yeah, okay, that's for me." All right, now prequel to core, and a certain percentage, a high percentage of people that take the core are going to be wondering, and you can talk about it all the way through, what's next? Okay.
Oh yes.
And what I love to see people be able to do is get that good old wonderful recurring income. And this is a good place to do it in the sequel product. You just did a 12-week Zen jump with them. Okay. And
Hmm.
so it would be easy to say, hey folks, a lot of you have told me you wanted to keep doing this. Well, we've got the practical Zen Master membership, and then um, move them into that. And now that can be time limited. That can be ongoing. Um, here's where I really want to sort of park for a minute for folks and for you, Michael. Um, what I've seen people do over the 20 years I've been doing this is pour too much into a membership. Okay. Um, Back in the beginning of all this, they called it the thud factor. You order a 1997 product and it comes to your door, thud. It's so big.
Oh
No,
yeah.
people want answers now. Give it to me quick. And so I'm real big on um, service delivery time and service consumption time. Okay. First for you, the service delivery time, because you want this to last. And so the simplest way to do one of these is to do a monthly training, live kind of training like this, and then a monthly Q&A. That way your service delivery time is really small. The rest of the time um, could be doing some individual work with people. Uh, and we can add more to that. You can do other stuff. But now we're talking about another trick is, let's say you charged for the core product, the 12 weeks in jump, monthly. Okay. And then the easy upsell would be for the Practical Zen Master membership to be the same price a month because they're used to it. Right. And you can say, hey, you've been paying me $97 a month now for 3 months. Just keep doing that. And we're going to go way deeper into all this. Um, Now, those three alone is a mini empire. Okay. But why stop there? Um, and we're of the same generation, Michael, where when I talk about spinoffs and I say happy days to Laverne and Shirley or happy days to Mork and Mindy, we know what we're talking
Oh,
about,
oh yeah.
right? Um, Back in the day. And
Back in
so
the
a
day.
spinoff is something, it's something within the core that people really liked. People really liked Laverne and Shirley on Happy Days. They really liked Mork from Ork on Happy Days. Good old Robin Williams.
Oh
Um,
yes.
Miss him deeply. Uh, and so it can be a piece of the core product, and we really don't have to decide that now. Deciding that is as you deliver the core product, and let's see what they really lights them up, right? Uh, the first course I did ever was called Article Writing and Marketing Secrets. Okay. Because unfortunately, Article Marketing Secrets was already gone. So I had to be flexible. Um, Within one module, small section of the module was they really got excited about list building with content. Okay. So that'll be my next product. So that's where List Building Gold Secrets was born. I didn't even think of it as a spinoff back then. That was just my next product. Okay. And so what this gives you is a mini empire, and we're not going to build it all at once. Okay, you got the core outlined, all right. Easy to build the prequel. We'll start there with those two, um, and then we'll grow from there because the core will inform the sequel and the spinoff. Uh, the other thing that you've got here, there's four streams of income. And like I mentioned earlier, everybody's all over multiple streams of income. That's the first thing that really attracted me to all this. And what got me in trouble was that I used to be a counseling psychologist, and I worked with teenagers and their families. I worked with couples, and I worked with people doing stress, motivation, and change. I kind of discovered the internet, and I thought, oh man, I'll have a website for every one of those. And there'll be multiple income coming from all over the place, multiple streams of income. And what I ended up with was multiple fatigue and multiple frustration. And so I love what you've done. You've gone deep into this topic of Zen, and you've been doing it now for how many years?
50. 50 plus.
50. Okay.
Oh
So,
yeah.
folks, we got a master here. We're in the presence of mastery. And so we're taking one idea, this 12-week Zen jump, and we've created or laid the groundwork for four products. Okay. And they each feed each other, but they don't have to start at the prequel. Somebody could come in to the 12 week and then jump into the membership. Somebody could get the whatever deeper topic we do for the spinoff and go, oh, this came from somewhere. Let me go get that. The beauty is it's four streams of income all feeding each other because they're integrated.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
it's the
Oh yes.
I can't think of the right word, but it's the primo of multiple streams of income.
The
All
way
right.
I think of
So,
it, Jeff, the
yeah,
way I think about it, the way I'm developing it is as an ecosystem.
yes, yes, I like that. I like that. I've used that word before too, because it is
Yes.
the system that helps people and feeds itself. That's a thing of
Yes.
beauty. And it also informs what you write about and any brief videos or notes you do on Substack.
Oh
because
yeah.
once this is built, you're talking about it because um, there's a big debate on Substack, and we're on Substack, so we can talk about this of the two ways to make income. Okay. Um, Substack is set up so there's three tiers: monthly, yearly, and then like a big founders thing. Okay. Um, some people do only that. All right. Some people say, no, no, only sell at the bottom of your posts. Okay. And my philosophy is, why am I going to cut off one stream of income? Right. So the way mine's set up is that the stuff on Substack gets you into my core. Okay. And then moves you further. So we can talk about that later too. Um, and so my point, and I do have one, is a lot of times, and you understand this, Michael, from the zoo background. A lot of people, when I see them get into either or debates, the answer for me is both and. Why not do both? You know,
Yes. Really. We're
It-
just let it flow, flourish.
I like that flow and flourish. I like that.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, so um, Michael, what kind of questions you got so far?
So far I'm following along. I jumped into this with you, Jeff, because I love the creativity and the vision that you have, and you have the sense of the ecosystem just like I do, which is how it is all unfolding. I see this as uh, journeys of, of, of arousing, awakening, and anchoring for everyone wherever they start. And there's so much here that I'm coming at it in different ways for different people, but
I
that's
love
why the ecosystem is developing. And but we do have the focus program that will help people take that jump in their life, like an electron jumping a valence level.
Ooh, I love that. An electron jumping a valence level. And what were the three things? Awareness, and what were the other two?
Uh, Awareness, arousing, and anchoring. The idea is
Right.
that
Awareness and arousing.
we anchor in that space
Right.
before thoughts and reactions, and then we have not we have both the space to we have the space to be the serenity and the freedom, and we have the ability to be right there with whatever is happening in front of us. We're not intimidated, we're not pushed off, whether and we're talking core, hard, gritty, gutsy stuff. We're talking coming home and your wife is not in a good mood. And I've been married for 33 years, folks. So
Wow.
I
Congratulations.
know I've raised two really wonderful sons. One's a lawyer and the other one's in med school. So
Wow.
I know something about family.
That's another
And
connection we have. I've got two sons as well.
yes. So it's when you're in that or in business, people are not performing. The team is difficult. Whatever it is, we're not caught on the turmoil of reaction, but we're able to engage with from the very best of who we are.
I love that. I love that. And I bet everybody listening and watching, whether you're on live or you're on the on-demand replay, are going, "Yeah, I love that too." Who wouldn't want that, right? And we're going to position this in a way that makes it even more so. Michael, thanks for being a great guest and bringing great stuff.
Oh, what a pleasure.
Mine too. Thank you. Mine too. You and I will talk later in the green room. Um, and as we wrap up here, folks, again, I wanted you to watch this with two things in mind. Okay. And I am going to check something right here live and check that I gave you the right link about something because I created one today and there's a nagging part of my brain going, the one I gave you is wrong. Sometimes you got to pay attention to that. Okay. Yep. Good. All right. That link I gave you, forget about it for right now. Okay. Here's a better link. Okay. jeffherring.com/flip, where we flip your content into an evergreen profit machine. And again, I wanted you to think of two things while you were watching this. How can I use this in my own business? And how can I get Jeff to do this for me? Well, you can get me to do this for you at jeffherring.com/flip, FLIP. And you know what I've discovered, Michael, is that there are people that would never get on this show and get in public, no matter what the outcome is. And that's okay. I'm half. I'm introverted, extrovert, ambivert. I get that. And so you can pick the show like we just did, folks, the live show here that you're on, experiencing now, or you can pick a private one-on-one one, one-on-one one, one-on-one experience as well. That sounds better. All right. So uh, now we always got to mention our sponsor, folks. And those of you that have been around a while are grinning because you know what's coming. Because our sponsor today has been Quantum Sock Solutions, the only company helping frustrated creators repurpose old laundry into passive income streams. Okay. And so you can find the missing sock at quantumsocksolutions.com. And I can tell that Michael gets it because he's grinning and knows.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. So
Shouldn't have thrown out those socks.
all of you looking up quantumsocksolutions.com right now, let me know if there's really something there. This is just a way to have fun. All right, folks, thank you for being here. Ton of places you could have been. You chose to be with Michael and I, or Michael and me. And that's always an honor, always appreciated. Michael, thanks for being such a great guest. We'll talk in a little bit. And folks, now coming up next week is Shannon Smith. And I'm going to connect you to Michael, because you got some synergy already. Because people talk about getting unstuck all the time, right? Shannon talks about getting untrapped, which I think is a really powerful way to look at it. So she'll be our guest next week. And folks, as always, you know what to do. Go use this stuff, and we will catch you next time.